Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another virtual wargaming live battle report. Today, I am playing a 400-point game of Warhammer Fantasy 6th edition Warbands between Hordes of Chaos and Wood Elves. This game represents the beginning of my final week of content. Well, final week of daily content. There will be more, do not worry. And my final new map that I'm testing out for Warbands. So, I named 5 Hordes. I don't have a name for this one. I will sit down and I will name all of them at the end before I put them out for you guys. But this map is trying to go for that sort of enchanted forest, lost woods kind of vibe. So obviously we have a lot of trees all over the place. We have this ring that's sort of, okay, this is going to sound strange. It's an attempt to make an area of a large forest that's still mechanically viable. So by putting only slowing trees on the outside and then bushes in the middle to give you cover, my hope is that it sort of still lets units move through it easily while still also like giving that feel that I'm looking for. I don't know if it's going to work. We're going to find out. Obviously this battlefield is kind of Wood Elf favored. But let me go ahead and jump into the armies. So, on the Chaos side, we have a unit of 4 Chaos Knights. They have been upgraded to be chosen, meaning they have 2 attacks and they have Chaos armor, making them incredibly tough. Chaos Chosen Knights is just insane, honestly. And we are running a champion for them. So this is 200? Yes, 200 points of Chaos Knights. And then we just have 2 units of 5 Chaos Marauders. They each have spears, they have throwing axes, and they have shields. They're fully kitted out. And the goal is, with fast cavalry, we're trying to get around through all of the little difficult terrain bits. And our knights are just going to try and hit something really hard. That's the entire plan. For our Wood Elf army, we have, for our leadership, our special unit, a unit of Eternal Guard. And they don't have this correctly appearing because, yeah, there we go. I did this in the wrong order, whatever. Because they have both a standard bearer and a champion, an Eternal. And the Eternal is going to be the general of the army. So we have 2 unit champions today. I didn't feel like doing heroes, honestly. And our Eternal Guard, for the banner, they have the Feokir banner, which means that when an enemy unit flees from them, they roll 1 less dice for escaping. So if this unit beats a cavalry unit, they'll only be going 2d6 inches, so it's significantly more likely they'll get caught. For the rest of the army, we have 2 units of 4 Glade Guard and a unit of 5 Scouts that is deployed over here, tucked behind the hill, so they can't be seen by anything. So, with that out of the way, 1 second. For the objectives, Chaos got invade, so that means that they need half of their unit strength to end the game in this area. This means 7 horsemen in this area. No, is it half? I think it's a third, actually. I will work that out at the end of the game if it comes up. If it's a third, it's 5. Wood Elves have Annihilate. Annihilate is, I believe, kill half unit strength. So they need to kill 7 horses to get their victory points. So, with that out of the way, let's jump into it with Chaos taking the first turn. And so what we're going to do is, let's be real here. If the Chaos Knights try and turn to deal with the Scouts, they aren't going to catch them. They're just going to skitter away, and we're going to lose out on the opportunity. So we're just going to push forward and completely ignore them and hope that works out for us. For the Marauders, we're going to go 16 inches forward. I don't like this angle, actually. I'm going to go 16 inches forward. Yeah, and we're just going to try and get behind this hill. So I'm actually going to re-wheel them. And just scoot them like there. We're just trying to not get shot to bits on the advance. And then these guys are going to come over here. And they're going to be the ones that say, hey, Scouts, you need to get out of here. Now, unfortunately, since they marched, they can't also use their throwing axes, which would be ideal if they could. But it is what it is. Actually, I'm not entirely certain that that's the case. I'm going to quickly check that, and I know this is very early, but I will be back in a moment. Okay, I am back, and it is a good thing I decided to recheck this, because yes, they can shoot while marching, with the -1 penalty that applies. But on a throwing axe, I'm fairly certain there is no -1 penalty. So throwing axes, is that the one I gave them? I just want to double check that real quick. Yep, throwing axes on both 6-inch range, so let's find out if we're in range. Yep, we are. Okay, so I'm actually going to re-roll them just a little bit. Sorry, this is a little cheaty maybe, but I just want to make sure that these guys up. This guy at least is up. I'm going to call this guy down, but 4 of them have line of sight. Okay, and it's a thrown weapon. Thrown weapons do not get the usual penalties to shoot for shooting at long range or for moving and shooting. So this is only going to be a penalty for shooting at a skirmishing unit. With ballistic skill 3, so it's going to be 4 attacks. Hit on 5s, wound on 3s, save on 7s, go. That is 1 dead scout, which isn't enough for a panic check. Alright, so that brings us to the Wood Elf turn. So, what are we going to do with the scouts? We're going to... We could double time and just be annoying, but these guys can just wheel around and hit them. Or we could double time, like, into the forest. Where do we want to go with them? You know what, let's do something else first. Let's push our Eternal Guard forward 10 inches. Because we're looking for a fight with these guys. Preferably not with these knights. But if we can get like a flank charge on the knights, that'd be amazing. With these guys, we're going to push forward 5 inches. And I'm going to check now if we have line of sight to anyone on this thing. And the answer is yeah. Like, it's not a big deal that I can see distances here because... Okay, so 3 of them can see him. These guys are going to move forward 5 inches. With the full knowledge that next turn they're moving back 2.5, and the turn after that they're moving back as well. Okay, I don't think I want to actually run these guys away, because I want to continue march blocking the knights. So I think the answer is we're only 5 inches away to, like, here. Yeah, I think that's going to have to be how it's done. Alright, so shooting phase. These guys shoot at the knights. They're point blank range. They don't get a penalty for moving, so that's 3s to hit. Let me double check that. Yep, 3s to hit. 5s to wound. 2s to save, because this is going into... No. We're going to put this into... Actually, hang on. Let me double check my ranges. Yeah, we're going to put them into the Marauders, because if we can kill 2 Marauders and send them fleeing, that's, like, absolutely huge. 4s, and then Marauders have shields and horses. I think that's right. I don't think they have light armor by default. Nope, just shields and horses, so 5 up saves. Nothing. Expected, kind of. Okay, these guys. They have 3 attacks coming at them. They will hit on 4s. Wound on 4s, save on 5s, go. Nothing. And then finally, the knights. Yep, vision on all of them. 22 inches means that they are not able to charge next turn. 4s to hit, 5s to wound, 2s to save. There's no chance this is going to kill. Oh my goodness, it killed someone. That's what I get for opening my big mouth. Okay, so these guys have to make a panic check. Now, as knights, they do have the mark of Chaos Undivided, but it doesn't matter. It does not matter. They go 14 inches. They just... Yep, even going straight away, they go off the board. Wow, that is insane. Okay, so that is the end of Wood Elf turn 1. That is, as I said, kind of ridiculous. Horsemen are going to charge at the scouts. these guys are going to, we're just going to actually come 16 inches up to here. And we're just going to be fishing for axes on these guys. And these guys charge for scouts. It is. Before I measure, what do I want to do? Do I want to stand and shoot? Do I want to flee? Well, if I flee, I'm just going to get caught guaranteed, right? So it's going to have to hold and take it. Alright, and then the question becomes, did I set these guys up? And the answer is, yes I did, but then this guy died, so the 5 wide. Wheel it. I'm just going to fix this guy real quick. Alright, and then we'll just call that good enough. Okay, so shooting phase. Over here, these guys again. They're going to yeet at the Glade Guard. So that's going to be 5 attacks, hit on 4s, wound on 3s, and save on 7s. Go. Oof. 3 dead Glade Guard. And do we get a panic check? We do indeed fail our panic check, and we go 8 inches, which directly away from them. Okay, it doesn't matter because this guy's below 25%, so he can't actually rally, so I'm just going to take him off the board. So that is revenge, at least. Okay, so these guys. Maximized, yep, all 5 can hit, so 5 attacks, hit on 4s, wound on 3s, save on 7s, go. 1 dead scout. And then 5 horses, hit on 4s, wound on 4s, save on 7s, go, another dead scout. Scouts attack back, 2 attacks, hit on 4s, wound on 4s, save on 5s, go. Nothing. Alright, so these guys have lost by 3. Whoops. That is going to be fleeing, they flee 10 inches, and are pursued only 8. Huh. 10 inches this way, pursued for 8 inches. I'll swing them a little bit around just to avoid the terrain. And voila, that brings us to Chaos. No, to Wood Elf turn 2. So, rally check. Nope, so they're just fleeing off the board. These guys are gone. Eternal Guard. Gonna wheel them around. Like so. They actually belong there. Oh, and then are they too close too much? No, they're not. So that's 3. I'm going to push them to about here, because I didn't correctly measure where they were, so I'm just going to make sure I'm definitely making a legal move. It's basically what's going on there. So these guys don't have a target, so we're actually going to move them back 2.5 inches. That's basically we're turning them around and moving them back, turning them back around to face this way. And this is basically just we want to make sure that we're on the high ground for the best chance to shoot at things. And then as the enemy closes in, we can work out what we're going to do there. So, these guys can't march because they're too close. So what we're going to do is we're going to have to send them just 8 inches forward. So basically, on the Wood Elf side, my current thinking is I don't want to fight the Eternal God. Oh, sorry, on the Chaos side. Oh, wait. Whoops. And Wood Elf turn 2. Okay, now I can continue with this. So my thinking on the Chaos side of things is I don't want to fight the Eternal Guard until I can pile in 2 units. One in the front, one in the back, or like on either flank. So first we need to eradicate these guys. So with that in mind, I'm just going to swing these guys over here. And we're going to park them in this so that they have, the Wood Elves have a harder time hitting them. And then that's going to be turn 3. So these guys are going to wheel 1.8. Wheel another 1.8, so that's 3.6, and they got 1.2 to go up. So yep, they're up on the hill now. These guys are... Okay, we're going to actually push forward 5 inches. So here's my thinking right now. If we can somehow damage these guys enough to score victory points off one of them, 400-point game. Our goal was to kill 7 of them. If we kill 2 of them, we have scored 300-ish victory points. These guys are worth, like, how much are they worth? 214. If they don't die, then we could sort of like win by default, is the goal here. Or at least force a draw by default. So, Wood Elves shooting. Yep, everyone can see we're at long range. That's going to be 5s to hit. 4 attacks. Hit on 5s. Wound on 4s. Save on 5s. Go. Nothing. Expected, kind of. Okay. That was Wood Elf turn 3. And we are starting, this game's starting to go quick, huh? So these guys can then close in. They can't charge, or they're not going to charge, I should say, because of the gap that they had to get through. Oh, wait, no. Let's think about this, actually. I would, actually, in this instance, want to declare a charge, yeah. So yeah, I'm going to do that, and then we know that they're in, they're in an appropriate distance to shoot. I'm going to call the shots at long range, short range, because technically they're at long range, but like I think they would wait until the guys got close enough. So that's going to be 4s to hit, 3s to wound, 6s to save. I think I'm breaking the rules. I don't care. 1 dead horseman, this one, and these guys are in. And then these guys don't actually want to go over there anymore, so they actually want to prevent the Eternal Guard from accomplishing their objective. So you're going to go here, and then they're going to fire 4s, 3s, 6s, go. 1 dead Eternal Guard. That is a pretty significant win. So, back over here. 4 attacks, hit on 4s, wound on 3s, save on 7s, go. 1 dead Glade Guard. Oh, this guy's not part of combat resolution, is he? And then 4 attacks, hit on 4s, wound on 4s, save on 7s, go. Nothing. Okay, 3 Glade Guard attacks in return, 4s to hit, 4s to wound, 5s to save. Oh, we killed another one. Okay, so the Glade Guard only lose by 1 in this instance. So that's going to be an 8, which I think is still enough to make them flee. Yep, it is. So they're going 8 inches. These guys are going 11. So that's an overrun catch. So these guys sort of just like stop. Okay, so these guys go 8 inches. 7.5 so far. Real quick, mental math. I can't do any mental math. It is 4:30 in the morning. 3.5 divided by 2 is 1.75. So 1.75 forward into the difficult terrain. There we go. And these guys are just gone. Okay, so the Eternal Guard, what can they even do at this point in time? Like, realistically, how do I defeat 2 fast cavalry with a unit that can't move very well? And that was end of turn 3 for these guys. This is turn 4. Let's seriously think about this. Can this even be 1 from here? Okay, okay. So thinking about this, they need to kill. Okay, I know how to win this one. It's just basically impossible to pull off. But the first step is we have to move up to here. If the enemy charges us, so be it. It sucks to suck, but like it's what we've got to take. And then from here we can try and do some maneuvering. So, I end up with turn 3, or turn 4, sorry. Okay, so then Chaos Marauders, they're just going to charge. They're going for it. Why not? Why wouldn't you charge in this instance? I'm actually just going to quickly wheel these guys to be actually on the same line. Because for some reason they were like barely not, and there was no reason for that to be the case. Alright. And then if we had an extra guy here, which like this guy would move back, would hit with all 5. So 5 attacks. Hit on 4s. Actually, what is the weapon skill of the Eternal Guard? 5. Okay, so wound on 3s, save on 6s. Go. 2 dead. Alright, if we don't get... If the horse gets a kill, this is really bad for us. And alright, so the horse gets a kill. So actually, no, there's still 2 attacks back. 2 attacks, hit on 3s, wound on 4s, save on 5s. Go. Nothing. Alright, so that's going to be high ground and a banner versus outrank in the rear. That's lose by 1, lose by 2, 3, 4. 7 minus 9. Oh, 9 minus 7 is 2. Lost by 4. Yep, okay. These guys are fleeing 8 inches. They're being pursued 7. It doesn't matter. 8 inches takes them off the board guaranteed. And with that, the game is over. So this was... This is the outcome I expected. I expected Chaos to probably win this one. All cavalry armies are just generally very strong. It's not what I expected to happen. I expected the Chaos Knights to just run amok. Absolutely nothing to stop them. They've got the impossible armor. They've got the strength 5, 2 attacks. I was expecting just a massacre in that front, and instead, they flee immediately, and we just have like fast cavalry shenanigans to win the game. Honestly, core fast cavalry with throwing weapons is pretty good. I'd say I'm surprised I don't see this more often. I'm not, because I know what Chaos, the only other stuff Chaos does. So this isn't like that crazy, but still, it's good. I should run these more often. Alright, so that was a quick one, but hopefully you still enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Tomorrow we have Elves versus Dwarves. We're back to 5 Hordes. It's another Warbands game. It's another unit champions as leaders game. I'm back to cooking with White Lions. I tried something in the first game. We didn't get to see it pan out. I'm hoping that we see it pan out in Warbands, especially where it is an even better strategy. So, hopefully I'll see you then. Until then, boy.